Thursday night, 9 o'clock, time to slam. Sex, love, and misunderstanding. With Dr. Tiy-E, he the man. Relax, let him lead the way. He got a plan. It's the slam. Slam, slam.
Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. I'm Dr. Tiy-E. Welcome to another episode of S.L.A.M, Sex, Love, and the Misunderstanding, where we talk about everything sex and everything and the misunderstandings of relationships and sex and all that stuff. But anyway, no further ado, I have a beautiful sister here today, lovely member of Zeta Phi Beta. She's from where my dad is from, Arkansas, so she's amazing already. Known this sister for a few years, and I had to bring her on here because this is National Mental Health Awareness Month, and she is a psychologist, and she deals with all the smoke when it comes to mental health. Like, I'm a baby. I just deal with couples. She deals with all the smoke with the testing and all that. Like, yeah, she's official. She's where the cuckoo goes for real. I deal with the high-functioning individuals, and I'm gonna let her tell her, but ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my dear sister, the beautiful beautiful Dr. Nina Jefferson.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me on, friends.
Thank you for being here, Soror.
Yes.
How are you on this beautiful day?
I am great. The trip was good. The weather's great.
Okay.
Good people, good energy. I'm not going to complain.
Okay, tell the world about Dr. Nina Jefferson.
Yes, okay. So first,
okay.
I'm actually from Illinois, but I grew up in Arkansas.
What part of Illinois? That's important.
Springfield.
Yeah, don't tell nobody else that. Don't tell nobody else that.
I was born there.
Which is the capital of Illinois, people.
It is the capital.
Okay.
Not Chicago. It is not. But
okay.
I moved to Arkansas when I was like 10.
Okay.
So
okay.
to me,
so you
from
you from Illinois? Okay, bam. Okay, and so we're dual related.
Yes,
Illinois and Arkansas. Okay,
yes,
all right.
Yes. So yes, grew up in Arkansas, in a very small town of like 10,000 people, Stuttgart, called Sugartown.
Sugartown. Why they call it Sugartown?
Because if you take all the T's out of Stuttgart, it spells sugar.
Oh damn.
Sugartown.
I thought it was for the women. I thought go visit Stuttgart.
Well, they are a bit sweet too.
Okay,
We should have played on that, but no, we did not. But yeah, no, I grew up in a real small town, so I went from like Midwest to this small rural area.
Wow.
Grew up there in Arkansas.
10,000 people.
10,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
So,
literally, there was 3,300 freshmen that came in my class along with me. So imagine.
Right, that's what big change.
Yeah,
right.
Wow.
Huge
Okay.
change.
Okay.
Grew up there, and so when it's that small, all the friendships are pretty much already anchored and developed. Even by then, I came in like 4th grade. So I'll describe myself as like I was always known, but kind of on the outside of the lines.
Okay.
Always well known, but on the outside. So grew up in the South, racial stuff, all that good stuff. Got a good dose of that in Arkansas.
Oh, you did? Get called the N-word before?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Got a good dose of that.
Okay.
And I came here.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, I came to Atlanta in 2002. I came here for grad school.
Okay.
Yep. I came here for grad school. So I went to HBCU school, University of Arkansas, Pine Bluff.
Pine Bluff?
Yes, I stayed in Arkansas for that.
Okay.
That was a wonderful experience. So, to go from small town to, that was my first time seeing successful Black people, just all kinds of diversity within our culture.
Is that where you met Marcel?
No.
Okay.
Sugartown. We're from Sugartown.
Oh, that's right.
Sugartown.
That's right. Well,
yeah.
I met this beautiful sister by one of my frat brothers in L.A., who's Marcel. Shout out to Marcel Brown. So that's right. He is. His dad's a mechanic.
Yeah.
So that means that you was taking your family's taking the car to Marcel's family.
No.
How many mechanics y'all got?
Have a car? I didn't have a car at that stage. You know what I'm saying? Drive my mama in them car. But he was just like a great enemy. So,
okay. Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I know Sally.
Okay. Nice. So this is the love room, right? So we got traditions here in the love room, and one of the dishes is we take a drink to start our day off. And you came right in like, yo, where the Patron? Not the Patron. You said the yeah. She was like, yeah, I want that drink right there. I want tequila. Yeah. Tequila. So and we're gonna toast What would you like to toast to?
To beautiful beginnings today.
Woo, go ahead. Beautiful with BB.
That's good tequila.
Oh, God.
It's smooth. It's strong.
But it's smooth.
But it's smooth.
But y'all see how fast you took us to the head. I'm over here.
It's a shot.
I'm over here slow motion.
You got to do it right.
Well,
You're going to come correct if you're going to do a shot.
So Dr. Nina, you got a rough side. You smooth, but you got a little rough in you.
Maybe that's a Gemini. I don't know.
So you are a Gemini.
I am June 1st.
Okay.
Ooh, don't hate.
We'll get on that in a minute.
Don't hate.
No. It's an acknowledgement. My dad, rest his soul. He's a Gemini, May 23rd. The most peaceful man I know. One thing I would acknowledge about the Gemini woman, what I love about you guys, extremely nurturing.
Yes.
But here's the other side of that. If you don't give it back, it's going to be a whole situation. Y'all so big on reciprocity, which I appreciate because people need to understand. If you don't treat me the way I treat you, it's going to be a whole problem. And women need to be encouraged more in relationships.
Facts.
As opposed to stop sitting around like, I'm just going to take it. No. Gemini woman like, yeah, you're like, what's wrong? I did cook for you yesterday.
Where my plate today?
Right. And I asked you to bring me something from the store. And you didn't bring it? Oh, it's going to be a whole situation. Ain't no, it's okay. No, it's going to be a whole situation.
A little bit.
We're about to dry out. Like, none of that. The second thing, I'm going to talk about some things that men look for in a relationship. I call it loves, LOVES. And you give me your order, what makes sense to you as far as, in your dating world.
Okay.
L is for love and loyalty. O is obedience to God. V is vulnerability. E is empath. And S is sex. In your dynamics, what's your order?
Okay. At my age now, that looks different. So
Okay.
I will say, developmentally as we go, these things might look different to you.
Yes, ma'am.
But for me now, it would be obedience to God first.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is if you're truly obedient to God in a way a man should be in a marriage, it kind of takes care of a whole lot of the other things you just said. Meaning, and I think we look for that and we get some
hints
imposter
of that.
syndrome of that. And so many women get hooked up with men that really don't lead well or don't know how to lead. To be honest,
okay,
and then you linked up married to some man that can't even lead you. So then,
and you want to be led,
and
yes.
that's so many women end up leading themselves. So I would say a true man that knows how to be obedient to God will know how to love his wife because he's got the character of God.
Yes.
Right. And so he'll know how to love his wife and reverence her and support her and cherish her and keep her safe and protected and lead in love and lead through God and all those things. So if he's got the true character and truly trying to live up to that,
yes,
that would be first because that's going to take care of so many of the other things.
Facts.
So that's that.
Okay.
Not half-assed it though.
Okay.
I ain't talking about like that's the problem.
I got you.
That's the problem.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that would be first.
Okay, obedience to God.
Obedience to God.
Okay, you have love and loyalty. You have vulnerability. You have empath and sex.
Love.
Okay.
Love and loyalty. Loyalty is a big one.
Yes.
So love and loyalty would be next.
Because true love is loyal. Just so we're clear on that.
Loyal.
Yes.
And again, if you're obedient to God, you're already doing unconditional love, which most people do not know how to do. People love conditionally a lot.
But so I have an argument against that, Dr. Nina. I have an argument. My theory is you can only unconditionally love your children. Because conditions means without expectations. We're going to have expectations. But with children, we're like, you know what? I'm going to love you regardless. But that's significant. There's expectations. So by definition, I think we throw that word unconditional love and it was like, can you really get unconditional love from a significant?
I would disagree because actually that's what I strive for.
You strive for it?
I strive to do unconditional love.
Yeah, but 50 years into your marriage, you may get it.
I would actually say I do a pretty good job of that though.
Right.
I think when you love without the expectation of what you're supposed to get back, but you love in your own character of how you love and what you do, and you don't let anybody else mold that. That's unconditional love given. So
I'm your man, right? I'm your man right now, and you said, "Baby, I love you so much." I give you the head nod. At what point are you going to stop saying "I love you so much" because I'm going to give you a head nod? You follow what I'm saying about the expectations?
Yeah.
The expectations, like, dude, give that back to me. Make me feel give me what I'm getting. Especially if I've identified that I love you. Mm-hmm. And you know words of affirmation. I want to hear you say it.
Yes.
But I'm just like...
True. But I would say,
okay,
if you truly love the person, if they say it or not, is that going to take away what you feel? Like,
eventually.
Well, in character, if we being obedient, right?
Yes.
So if you truly love,
yes,
and you're like, so whether you get those words back or not, that's not going to change the fact that you love that person. That's the same thing with like your parents and kids. Like, you can have the worst parents sometimes.
Yes.
You still love them. They may not treat you right either. You know, kind of thing. It's like, it's the character of the way you love.
Okay,
I think that's what you're striving for.
I respect. Yes,
that's what you're striving for. Now, whether you get it. Right. That's different. But
okay,
I think so many
that,
people are like, I love you if you do this, this, and this, then I love you.
Yes.
And that's not what we're going for.
Okay.
Right.
So obedience to God, love and loyalty.
Yeah. Then empathy.
Okay.
I think empathy would be next for me. Just because over the course of time now, that's such a deal breaker when people don't know how to see it from another person's perspective. You're so self-absorbed.
Yes, go ahead.
In your world, in your life.
Right.
You know, of course, I do some relationship stuff too and dibble dabble.
Go ahead.
So I see it.
Okay.
You know, it's like, do as I say, not as I do. So people that really get that, especially like people like us.
Yes.
We do this for a living. We know how to see that. That goes a long way. That's an invaluable thing. So that's important to me. Sex would be next.
Okay.
Not that it's fourth, but not that it's any less important.
Right, I got you.
And with me, it's not just sex. It's like sex, intimacy, romance, all that stuff coupled up in there. You know, for women, we need a little bit of like don't just say like pull them down. Let's, you know, every now and then, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's fine too.
Yeah,
but it can't be all the time.
Right,
it can't be all the time. We need a little mix.
A little foreplay.
You know, some romance, some intimacy, some affection, and some sex.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah, we
that
need
part.
all of it.
And I state this all the time to men. Men control the romance, women control the sexual energy. That romance must come first. You got to romance her. You got to give her the light of the day. You got to help her understand that love is, you know, like you got to pour into her. Now the floodgates are open. That's foreplay. But if you're not providing that foreplay or that romance, then the sexual energy is going to be bad. And sex is only good when the woman wants it. Period.
That's true.
It's only good when she wants it.
True.
It goes bad when she's like, okay, oh yeah, you doing it, daddy. You come yet? Okay.
Hurry up, please.
Yes. Yeah. So last on your list would be
vulnerability.
Okay.
But the only reason it's last is if you're truly obedient. I think the rest takes care of itself.
Absolutely.
So it's not any less important. And I don't mean vulnerable like, oh, you got to pour out your heart and soul all the time. Yes. I really just mean open and honest communication.
Absolutely.
That kind of vulnerability.
And which goes back to what you said earlier. You see me. You see, and that's what people don't do enough of. They don't. When a person is talking, you're so busy focusing on your rebuttal.
Yes.
You're not even paying attention to everything I'm saying. You're like, well, I will get, baby, you ain't hearing what I'm saying. You're not seeing me. Again, because my perspective is my perspective. Whether it's right or wrong, it's not the answer.
That's true.
I tell people you have wrong, you have right, and in the middle is peace.
Everything in the middle.
Yes, that peace in the middle is what's important. Because do I have to be right? Do I got to be wrong? Because sometimes I might know I'm right, but like, baby, you know what? Right. You know, I apologize.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta know when.
Right, exactly. Especially as a man, I want to get a little something.
Especially as a man, you better know when. You're gonna be missing out a lot.
Baby, you're right. You know what I'm saying? You're so cute when you're right. Yes, you are.
We know when y'all trying to play us.
Whatever.
Just saying.
Whatever. Arkansas versus Georgia. You touched on this earlier. I don't know. Let me go back because you said about the obedience to God, because this is important that we stress this, especially because it's Mental Health Awareness Month. It's very, very important. And a sister brought this to my attention a couple episodes ago. She says she put obedience to God last. She said because what you may define as obedience to God may be different than what I define as obedience to God. But you pointed out like, hey, I gotta watch your actions, because your actions gonna tell me everything.
Exactly.
Because my mom and my dad taught me growing up, say, woman submits to man as man submits to God. That's the trilogy.
Yes.
You see, that's
I
the
agree
trilogy.
100%.
Because it's gonna be music, melodic. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we flowing. And man was like, you submit to me. If a man has to say that, he's in a bad space. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because either you a leader and she appreciates you, she honors you, because she see you honoring God, or she see you on bullshit.
That's
and
right.
She don't trust you no far as she can spit on you. And I'm quite sure you've had guys like,
yes, sir.
yeah, I fucks with you, but you shade. You know what I'm saying? But it's always that.
That's right. Look, the eyebrow done went up and down. Like, yep.
So obedience to God should be defined.
Yes.
Okay,
you need
not,
to be evenly yoked with that.
okay.
Yeah.
Not because he goes to church. That don't mean nothing.
That means nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Now, a affiliate associate of mine back in S.L.A., he went to, I think it was called First Church, and he would carry a Bible. But his whole thing is, man, I'm about to go ahead and get these women. He said, because women, again, they see a God-fearing man. Yeah. And that was part of his game. Like, man, I just walk in with the Bible, I get 4 or 5 numbers every Sunday. I said, you going to hell.
For real. We got some things to answer to.
But you get vulnerable women in the church.
That's true.
They go there and search for answers. I told a sister that one day, and she cursed me out. She was like, you don't, blah, blah, blah. I was like, ma'am, I'm just stating the facts. You know what I'm saying? People go to church because they're looking for answers. And a lot of that are vulnerable women. Rarely do you find women who have successful marriages and relationships going to church.
That's sad.
You see what I'm saying? Do the psychology behind
That's
that.
just sad,
You see what I'm saying? Because they're going there, and the pastor, not all of them, taking full advantage of it. Sister Mary, come and see me after the service.
Don't go there.
Do a little laying of the hands.
Okay.
Georgia School of Professional Psychology, Psych-D. Being a psychologist is a big, big deal. It's a protected term, and you do it well. And it's such a high demand.
It is.
A high demand. Like, I'm quite sure you have no problems with, like, oh God, you got the overburdens of just clients. Why become a psychologist, and why choose this profession?
For me, it was natural talent, like a natural gift. I think God gives everybody a certain set of, this is what you're supposed to be making your mark on the world with. And I think when I was young, people have just gravitated to me to talk and feel at ease.
Wow.
It's just since young.
Okay.
And I'm just naturally analytical. My brain, like, I drove my mother insane. Just
Goddamn
I have
Gemini.
such an analytical brain,
Yes.
On why things are this and that. And so I was just naturally doing so well with that I decided to, I knew I was going to be in the helping profession.
Okay.
But I decided to become an expert and get crafted and trained in that thing.
Wow, beautiful.
So to let those natural talents
Okay.
really thrive.
And ironically, similar to you, people ask me the same question. Like, since a kid, elders would come up to me like, "Can I talk to you?" I'm just like, "What the hell?" Like, I'm a kid, I'm a child. Like, but I was always a great listener.
Yep.
You see, and what I do is, we just give it back to the people. We give it back. So blah blah blah. What do you think? And how do you feel? And I heard you say it, and it's like, oh, I never thought about it. But you gave me everything to give back to you.
Right.
That's what people don't confuse. I'm not a psychic.
But it's a gift.
Yes,
Everybody can't do it.
Yeah, and because it's the difference between being a textbook therapist and being a godly therapist, spiritual therapist. And what that means to me is, when you're talking, I become you. I got, like, when you're talking about a town of 10,000 people, and like, I became Dr. Nina. I had to become you. And that's where the empath comes from, because now I'm relating to your world.
Yes.
And this is why I tell also that just because you got a degree don't mean you're supposed to be a therapist.
Ooh.
Just like parenting.
So true.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I see some people, I'm like, I know your life ain't right, so how the hell are you giving people advice? And again, we all have our challenges.
Right.
But when your life ain't right, and you out here giving, let me tell you what you should. No, get your shit in line.
Maybe you come see me.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Again, we're not perfect.
Right.
But again, my life, for example, my life, I'm peace. Like, my life is good. 85 to 90% of my life, I have no complaints about. The other 10% includes bills, my damn children.
Look, that's everybody. Welcome to the club.
Right, but it doesn't become me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you decide to go into this field. You're a natural nurturer. You like to give back. When does Dr. Nina take a break? When do you get away from it?
I think that's a tough question. I think any healer, nurturer, you're like that person in the family, that's like a boundary that's forever getting, like, stepped on and crossed over, right? Because it's like, it never turns off.
That part.
You go to the office, you do your work. You go home, you're still Nina the nurturer, the healer, the listener. So your family does it, your friends do it. It's really hard. You have to have very firm boundaries. And it took me well into my older adult life to kind of, like, create those boundaries. Like, I would talk to friends and they'd be like, what do you think about blah, 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 blah? And then they literally would go and say, well, trying to, like, what did you say? Trying to use my words to go have this conversation with the boyfriend or use the parenting advice. So Nina said, no, Nina didn't say that. It, like, I was talking to you as a friend. The Dr. Nina wasn't, that hat wasn't on. So it's like you have to really maintain boundaries now. You know, so when I would see stuff like that, then I have to set limits. Okay, now we got circles of trust because you kind of abusing our friendship, right?
Yes.
And a friend is a friend.
Yes.
When I'm on expert mode, I'm on expert mode.
Facts.
And I had to create boundaries around that.
Thinking of expert mode, I see you on social media, especially on TikTok, and you just be doing your thing. You be able to have a pure moments in your car, in the grocery store, in Starbucks. Like, you be having your moments, and I appreciate it. You see what I'm saying? Because again, it needs to be heard. But being of this generation where social media is such a huge platform, but it's a gift and a curse for therapists. Because first of all, I know you're going to agree with me on this. Oh God, what is the word for it? These pseudo therapists is out here that you be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do know.
And they do it for shock, but they got 10 million followers.
They do.
But you listen to the trash, it's more for shock effect and followers and likes as opposed to genuinely wanting to help people. Genuinely want to say, I want to see you help you become a better version of yourself. How does that make you feel? Where it's like being a mama, which you are, and somebody over here don't have a child and try to tell somebody about how being a mama.
Yeah. Look, I see it. I do see it out there. I just got to do me. Like, that's all that's all I can say. I try to set myself apart of, like, I know what I'm doing. I know I'm an expert and trained in this field, and I'm going to do me. Now, the social media piece is actually separate from the therapy, right? Because I have a coaching, I'm a mindset and peak performance coach. That business is Path to Alignment.
What is that business called?
Path to Alignment.
Path to Alignment. Okay,
so that's like my coaching baby.
Yes, okay.
And so when I'm on social media, that's what all that's about. It's for like entrepreneurs, high performers, and focusing on mindset and peak performance stuff. So when I'm out there talking and stuff, it's usually focused on that. Except for this month, because it's Mental Health Awareness Month.
That part.
So I got to do that. Like, I couldn't call myself a psychologist and not do that.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. Because you went to Georgia School of Professional Psychology, and you decided at some point in your life to become a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated.
Yes.
Why a sorority, and why do you encourage other women to become part of sorority?
I do.
Sorority, okay. And you can talk about community service as well.
Okay. So for me, I was actually approached by all of them.
Nice. Okay.
In undergrad, I was approached by all of them.
Okay.
I chose Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated.
See what a big old fire,
Yes. I chose it because really they were more in line with like my own style, personality. Because all of them do community service.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We all do that kind of stuff, but they just fit like my flavor.
Okay.
Better, right. So
Okay.
I have to be authentic.
Yes.
So I went with where I feel like I could be me and show up, right? And then that would elevate Nina.
That part.
And not like me having to put on some other hat. So that's why I chose my sisters, because we know how to keep it real, get down, but do the work. You know.
Explain to me the clinical side of being a psychologist.
Explain that another way.
What's behind being a psychologist? What do you do?
Clinically, okay.
Yes.
So, clinical psychologists, we do more assessments. So, we do psychological evaluations, things like that. I have a strong history of that.
Okay.
I'm usually focused on children and adolescents. I like to catch it early. I don't do as much of it anymore.
Right. Okay.
But we do a lot of that. But I'm a big advocate for like being tested.
Yes.
Like people don't like labels, but if you don't know what it is, how are you gonna get the help?
Facts.
And know how to do that. Plus,
Yes.
it gets them a ton of services in school by being able to put a name to some of the things instead of having them struggle. So we do a lot of assessment. Right. That's one of the big things clinically. Right. We're diagnosing.
Yes.
We are diagnosing clinically what is going on, and that's one of the big differences, right? Of course, we do the therapy,
Yes,
and
right,
all of
right,
that stuff too,
right.
But that's the big one. Like we are
testing is
doing
the big
we are diagnosticians. We are going to
And the
diagnose.
reason why I cringe with the children, because I can't work with children. I got children and elders, because if a child cry, I'm going to cry. I'm like, oh God. And the child will be like, are you okay, Dr. Mommy?
I like they consoling you.
Right. I need a moment, please. Excuse me, because I again, you have to know your strengths and weaknesses. Because their therapist is like, I don't deal with couples. I love couples. It's so fascinating.
Ooh, it takes work though.
What's funny? It's the opposite for me. I'd be like, do tell.
Give me the drama.
Right. She did what? Wow. It was his turn. Do tell. She did what? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm right in the middle of it. Oh, it's the most amazing thing.
Yeah.
But I take my hat off to anyone, again, because I understand we go from childhood to adulthood back to a childhood.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? I can deal with adulthood because I can curse you the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a client tell me a couple of years ago, he was on the phone, I called him, he said, I was calling to check on him. He said, I was just talking to one of my cousins who was telling me he proud of me for being in this happy space.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, what got you to do, cuz? He said, my therapist told me something like a bitch, take my panties off. I said, who said that to you?
That's adult talk.
I said, who said that? He said, you did, Doctor. I said, I'm so sorry. Oh God, I said that. He said, but I needed to hear that. When you said it, it finally clicked, because it goes back to what you were saying earlier. His wife was leading him, and she was like, why don't you step up and be a leader?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And he was like, I hadn't found my manhood, because I saw my mom leading my dad.
Yeah.
So I went to what I knew.
And that cycle repeats.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then, but like you said, you being Dr. Nina is nothing more comforting. You coming home and say, hey, babe, I made us dinner plans and we're going to the movie. Have it all mapped as opposed to where you want to eat at. What movie you want to go see. You're like, can I take off the hat?
Can I take it off?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I'm being mama. And so now you got to do that. Now you got to be that mama to him.
Exactly.
And then you got to be mama at job.
So many people being mama to the, I be like, come on now, like, get the right hat here.
At some point. But yeah, oh God, this, okay, I'll just get past the whole thing. We can't get into that section yet.
Oh, I will add on the,
yes.
So I did train, I have like an emphasis with children and families, right?
Okay.
But I've been in mental health for like over 20 years. I ain't aging myself.
Wow, but you look so young and fabulous. Yeah. You gotta work your work. Okay.
But over 20 years. So like, and I've seen thousands of families and clients at this point. But now I'm working with adults. So like, I've been through the spectrum. So I pretty much like have like about a 50-50.
Okay.
Experience. And so right now my focus is back on adults.
Oh, that part. See, again, because I focus on what I call high functioning individuals. Because now I can talk to you and you get it. That high to middle, I can't do middle to low.
Got it.
I mean, it's gonna be a lot of redundancy. Yeah. You don't understand the words come out of my mouth. But that mid to high, you get it because you're a professional. You come blah blah. So that works. But again, for the fact you're dealing with your okay. Talk to me about marriage, being a divorcee, and family.
That's a loaded question. Goodness. Okay.
Well, let me go back.
In there now.
Let me go back. Who taught you about relationships? Who taught you? How did you learn about relationships?
Now, this the Dr. Hat. I think everything and everybody teaches you about relationships. That's my take.
Yes, ma'am.
The way you grew up, what you saw, and what you didn't see. Meaning, like, if there was parents or one parent or no parent and the grandparents raised you versus the community you lived in, even the peers you were around. Because you're around your peers in school way more than you're around your family, actually. Yes. So I think all of that shapes how you define what relationships are supposed to look like. Okay. Good or bad.
Nice. Okay.
Good or bad.
I like that.
But you define it one way or the other.
I like
and you're
that.
either running towards that ideal image that you put in your head from what you've seen in those experiences, or you're trying to run away from that because it wasn't a good look.
Beautiful.
Right? But I think it defines you either way.
So what did you see growing up?
I grew up with a stepdad.
Okay.
Right? So my dad was not present until in my adult life. My biological father, like I was like 25 or 26 or something before we actually consistently started talking. So I had a stepfather, but he wasn't like present with me either.
Got it. Okay.
Right? So I basically kind of see it as mom. It's kind of like a not so involved kind of father, with my mom doing lots of stuff. And big family. I have like 10 aunts and uncles.
Oh wow.
10 aunts and uncles. So
nice.
You are getting input from all these relationships, right?
What about siblings?
I have 2 siblings.
Older or younger?
I'm in the middle.
Okay, so you saw the older doing what they do as well.
Yeah, but you see all your aunts and uncles. Like I saw a lot of like just not a lot of marriage in my family, right, or in my community. Not too much, right?
10,000.
Right. But not a whole lot, right? So you just see a lot of that over and over. That's what becomes your norm. Is what the way you grow up, right? That's what you normalize, or you either idealize it another way. Like, I don't want this, I want that. So it literally defined, like, I kind of ran away from, like, I don't want this, right?
Okay.
I want marriage, right, with children and like a unified thing. I don't want to have to depend on guys for money, because like you see that a lot.
Yes.
Growing up, especially my generation, like,
yes,
I'm not that far from where old school, pretty much women had to rely on. You got 10 kids, you relying on your man,
right.
So like, and so your grandparents and stuff, that's what you were seeing.
Yes.
So if you think about generationally, like, this is the stuff you're getting, you're taking it in, you're trying to decide how to code that and what makes sense for you. Right. So for me, I was like, that's really what pushed me to go to college. I was like, I didn't have enough, but I knew like that could give me some money. I didn't know a lot at the time, but I was like, I know I'm smart. I was like, I know I could do this. I want to have enough money where regardless what happens, I can rely on me. Regardless of what happens. So this is like running away from that image, kind of thing. Not good or bad, just is.
So you got married.
Got married.
Okay, what was that like?
Marriage was good.
Okay.
Marriage was good. I was married for 19 years.
19 years? Oh, wow.
19 years,
you married.
We separated in like 2017 and we divorced in 2019, but technically 19 years.
Okay.
19 years.
Was it college sweetheart?
College sweetheart.
Okay.
It was Kappa 2.
Okay. Oh, God.
Kappa 2.
That's what you get. You veered off.
Shame. Hey.
Okay. And
I gave Sigma a chance. He messed up.
Oh, you get messed up? Oh, must not have been anyway. So marriage, do you encourage marriage? Do you employ, like, like, hey, people should be married?
I don't go either way. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm a proponent of whatever fits your beliefs, like, do you kind of thing. I am a proponent. I prefer relationships.
Yes.
Right. I like to be in one, but I know that I can be happy without one. And I think you have to be in that space first.
Yes.
Before you need to looking for A, B, and C.
Absolutely.
And trying to fulfill your happiness through marriage or through whether you get married or you're just in a committed relationship, whatever y'all calling it. You know what I'm saying? But make sure that you're okay with you first.
That part.
Regardless of the status. So I don't really get into the status, more the values.
Okay, beautiful. Loving life versus loving career. So again, sometimes people, because you're a professional, we spend so much time in our career, we don't live our life.
This is so true. Oh my gosh, it's so true. So it's a small plug, but it fits into the question. So again, Path to Alignment is my coaching performance business. One of the legs is work-life balance.
Okay.
One of them. So it's for
work-life balance.
Yeah, mindset, success habits,
WLB.
Work-life balance, and emotional well-being. Those are the 4 things. I focus it on entrepreneurs and high performers for that reason. What you just said, because high performers and entrepreneurs are so identity focused within the business of what they do versus who you are. Okay. That the lines get blurred and it's like one thing 24/7 almost, right? Right. And so I work on work-life balance because I basically say, like, I do your values. It's kind of a little activity I do. I get them to go through their values, top 5. Okay. And then I ask, like, okay, where's your energy being spent most of the time, based on those values? Right. And most of it hardly ever aligns with a high performer. Right, because it's work, 90% or more is like work, but they got all these other values, right? And so there's a misalignment. It's literally why I call the business Path to Alignment. It's like we're so misaligned with like what we really want to do and who we are, versus who we identify as our career. Facts. Right, that we're living it out in an unauthentic way, and then you're not fulfilled. And it's like I've had successful lawyers, successful entrepreneurs, and they're not fulfilled. Okay. And that's it. Yes. It's that work-life balance is so off because you just identify as career person, entrepreneur, high performer.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Why not life-work balance?
Life-work balance.
Because the association in people's minds.
Work is priority.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And in our field, everything is How you put it out there. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I like to play on words.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're about, thinking of play on words, I didn't dig in my gold plate. And oh, God. See what you done to me, Z5?
We just came right on in.
Right, we came right in because you was ready to go.
I'm ready.
Usually I got to pump people up and get them excited. You like, what's up? What we doing?
Let's go.
So
Let's talk about it.
Pick an affirmation, Rob.
Okay, am I supposed to blindly do this or look at the words?
Just go ahead. Whatever you want to do. And tell me. No,
look at the words. Let's see.
And tell me which word applies
right
to
there.
you in your life, and tell me how that word applies to you in your life.
Inspire. It's the first word that jumped out. Yeah.
Okay, tell me why.
Why?
Well, you keep that. That's for you.
Aww.
Yes. Tell me why inspired.
I think that's the season of my life I'm in, but I actually think that that's a part of what I'm called to do. You know, I think like you said, when you were younger, if people gravitated to you, right? You didn't have the training at that time.
Yes.
But when you have God-given purpose and stuff, I think part of me is to inspire, to heal, to nurture, to help. I can't even cut that off.
Wow.
You know, no matter what. And so if I'm very passionate about it, like the room is gonna get lit up from it around me. Like you inspire from that. And I think certain people are meant to lead.
Yes.
And you can't lead if you don't know how to inspire, right? So
that part.
The work we do, the work I do is inspiring.
Yes.
Right? You got to be able to inspire to do that.
Yes.
The business that I'm in is inspiring. The way I love is, I think it's a centerpiece of, I guess, who I am.
You are a role model, Dr. Nina.
Thank you. Working on it.
My grandma used to always tell me, we're all God's children, but we all haven't been chosen to do God's work.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying?
That part.
That latter part right there, a lot of weight that comes with that.
That's a lot of weight. It's a lonely place.
When I tell you lonely, speak on that. Because again, people don't understand, like, when you got the world looking at, going back to inspire, you got the inspirer.
Yep.
I mean, 90% of people, 85 to 90%, want to follow. They want to be inspired. But you like, damn, who's inspiring me?
Yes. Talk about it. Look,
you know what I'm saying?
that is why I'm telling you, that's exactly why I'm doing the Path to Alignment stuff. We leaders, high performers, need a space to go to.
Yes.
That's my space. Right. It's like if you are the light, literally, and that's not even arrogance, because leaders lead.
Yes.
You're meant to do that.
Right.
So if you're the light in the dark room all the time, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
it's energy draining.
Yes.
You're illuminated all the time.
Yes.
It's energy draining. It's tiresome. And it's a lonely space.
And that's why I pick and choose when I go outside.
Yep.
Because I know once I go out there, the world's going to drain me. And I come back on, this is my charging port right here.
Exactly.
So I stay here as much as possible because I know it's draining us out there. Oh, gosh. You know?
Yeah. And many people don't feel like they have permission either to, like, turn it off and be vulnerable. Right? If you're always the person in your family or work or in your business or just with your friend everywhere, you that person. Okay. It's like, where do you say you're not okay? Where do you say like you need a moment? You need somebody.
No, you can't have no moment.
It's like it's hard. And when you try, the homeostasis of that, right? The dynamics of that, they won't allow it. It's like you good. You're Dr. Nina.
Right.
You be fine.
You know how many times I've been called you Superman. Like, I ain't thinking it was wrong with you, like, dude.
So dismissive. It's like, I'm not used to you, like, taking off your cape. Put your cape back on. So then you don't feel like there's a place to take it off.
And now it's even more so, especially with black women who are seen as hyper independent, because they like, you're a strong black woman. That word strong implies so much, and it's more negative than positive about it, because now you're giving what you don't have and you think that's being strong, but no, it's actually being weak because you ain't got it to give, and you're depleting, you're self-depleting, and you're allowing these soul vampires to take it all, and you sitting back like, but I'm strong though.
And on top of that, it's normalized.
Yes, oh, absolutely.
So now, you're supposed to be, what? You're supposed to carry 100 here, 100 here, and keep going, and you just supposed to keep going, girl.
And take care of your man.
It's normalized.
That's not leading you. You see what I'm saying? Like,
be back on that. I'm telling you, that's why that's first for me.
Because again, I have male friends, and I shake my head at some of them like, how are you in a relationship? I'm confused.
Because a woman will step in. A woman will try to let you.
One of my brothers back in L.A., when I tell you he kept his crib like he lived in college, and he was dating this affluent woman, and she come, I'm like, I felt bad. It was hard for me to use this bathroom.
That's a red flag.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like,
I'm sorry, that's a red flag
I'm like,
already.
dude, you nasty. But she come over there and she's this high profile woman, and I'm like, how did you expect this to, like, where do you expect this to go?
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But anyway, I gotta give you a rock.
Uh-oh.
Will you tell me what comes to mind when you see that?
Laugh.
Oh, yeah.
Laugh.
And you have a beautiful smile, so I know you love to laugh.
I laugh all the time. Probably got my little wrinkle lines from laughing so much. With what I do, right, when you're in a helping profession, laughter is one of my go-tos for just stress management and self-care. I will purposely watch a comedy or something like that when my energy is low, right,
Nice.
to bring myself up.
Okay,
right.
beautiful.
I naturally gravitate towards men that have a lighter side
Okay.
to them too, to kind
Nice.
of help balance that out as well. And with like I have a lot of history with dealing with trauma history, right, with my expertise, relationship issues, you know, all these heavy issues.
Right.
So you know, I definitely have to learn to look at like the lighter side of life.
Yes.
And learn to laugh and be carefree. So
And laughing and being happy is the cure-all. I don't give a damn what you call. If you know how to be happy, like, people forget shit when they're happy.
Yeah.
They just forget, like, they forget problems. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because happiness, like, I tell my couples all the time, when they're having a moment, go out dancing. Because you've never seen an angry dancer. It's an oxymoron. Think about it.
I can't even picture it.
You're the full, like,
I can't even picture it.
because the music, the soul of the music,
Yeah.
it takes you to a different space, a different stratosphere. So, dancing. Your greatest strength and your greatest weakness.
That's a good one. My greatest strength. Maybe not the greatest, but the one that comes to mind is I'm highly analytical.
Oh, God. Okay.
I am highly analytical.
All right.
Like, maybe to a fault, I don't know, but it's definitely served me well in a lot of ways, like in a business sense, in my work, in my relationships, with my children, with my self-awareness. So I'm highly analytical. I think that actually is a strength because it's a sign of introspection, if you could do that. Weakness would be partially what we've talked about with the nurturer, high performer, is like keeping consistent boundaries to not always be overflowing, right? Always constantly the giving person, so that you don't get burnt out.
That part.
Right. So like sometimes it'll hit me. It's more for me. It's more my family dynamics, and then I have to be like, okay, okay, like you slipping kind of thing. But that would probably be the one, is like just making sure that you keep the boundaries when you cannot cut off who you are and the essence of who you are. That's the curse about the kind of work we do. And so that would be the weakness, is just constantly being aware of that when it kind of goes too far.
Okay. You spoke of children. How many children do you have? Two. Boy, or girl, two girls?
A boy and a girl.
Boy and a girl. Is there room for three?
No.
So is it
We
chop is closed?
Done, son. Done.
What do you give to your children that wasn't given to you? Because I know earlier you spoke about relationships and how you just didn't see the models and blah, blah.
Yeah, they were there, but just not in the way that I would like it to be.
Okay.
So when I was married, both of us came from absent fathers. Right. So that was one of the things that we both had a high value on, that we wanted to give, regardless of married or not.
Yes.
That's the thing I could say I give. Like, they know they have a mom and a dad that's going to be forever present.
Beautiful.
And we co-parent well, and that was not by, like, that took great effort. Right. But for me, that is because I value that. Like, they're going to have family regardless.
Okay.
That means mom and dad will always be there. And so we give them that. We're able to give them that, and of course give them things that we didn't have, right? So better, financial stability, and, access to things.
What about attention?
Of course.
Being present.
Of course. Like, my kids know now whether they do it or not, right? But my daughter's real good about it. But they know they can talk to me about anything. Okay. Right? Free of judgment. Okay. Free of judgment. Nice. Right? And I think that's the key. Now, respect got to be there, but free of judgment.
Okay. Yeah, I had an issue with my 24-year-old son. He was talking. He was like, "Yeah, bro." I said, "Who the hell you calling bro?" You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what we do. So, but again, just having to understand that we're balanced. That about this like there was talk the way we talk to our friends out on the streets, but we didn't bring that home to our mom and daddies. This generation think that they can come out. That's not what this is. No.
Yeah, my daughter does that. But she tell me everything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So like she'll talk to me about all the tea. She spill all the tea.
It was funny. My daughter's the same with my son. I get half. My daughter tells me, I was like, can you go tell your mama that? Because again, that's beyond my pay scale. Like, I'll never forget, I was living in L.A. She called me like, Daddy, I'm having light and heavy days as far as bleeding. Which pad do I use?
You like,
God, I'm supposed to,
what?
Hold on, baby, make a phone call. So, hey, look.
But it says something that she even felt comfortable asking.
Yeah, that part.
That says a lot.
Yeah, that part. Because I'm the same father that when my daughter and I talked about her relationship, she's like, well, Daddy, I like girls too. I was like, do tell. I said, so you were a strap boy? Like, I got into the whole dynamic of it. And she was just like, and she's engaged, getting married now, has a child. She said, because you didn't judge me, that meant the world to me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because I was in there like, oh, for real? Like, so, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? So you like women more than men, and because this is what I do, this is first nature for me.
Like, let's go.
And so my son was in the car. He's like, Daddy, can I please get out the car while we have a discussion? I was like, no, you about to get on this.
Torture, yeah.
Right, you about to get on it. So like you said, but the fact that she comes to your daughter and she gives you all the tea.
All the tea.
And sometimes you like, and you can't cut it off. You gotta sit there and be attentive because our children, are quick to remind us of what we do professionally.
Oh yeah. Oh, and if they say like you don't listen, I'll be like, what?
Wow.
What? Like in this moment, because I'm working maybe, but like I'll be like, come on now.
that part. If someone wrote a book about Dr. Nina, what would they title it?
I think they would title it Leading with Love.
Leaning with Love.
Leading
with love. Leading with love. Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. Leading with love.
Okay.
It ain't always. Sometimes it's tough love.
Trust me, I see it.
But leading with love.
I see the princess and I see the tiger. I see.
Yeah, they are both fierce.
And then being a Gemini, oh hell yes. Yeah.
See, you say that, but I feel like that's if you piss someone off, you gonna get the other side of it.
But some people are more. It's more part of who they are. You ain't gotta dig deep to get it out. It's just you gonna get it.
It take a minute for me. Like it builds, but when it's there, you like
that's
Dr. Nina.
my middle sister, she's a Gemini, and oh God, when she has a moment, if she feel like you crossed that line, you about to get all that smoke.
Yeah, you about to get it.
But on the other end, she baking cake. She's the sweetest thing ever. Love the kids. But the other side, you be like, it's Mental Health Awareness Month. Why is mental health awareness important in space? Because we understand, we see somebody who's physically out of shape, but we don't understand when somebody's mentally out of shape. But why is mental health awareness, why is it necessary in our community especially? Especially our community, right? Okay.
Even though we've made a lot of gains, right, we've come a long way. It's still kind of a taboo topic, and especially in Black community, and it's still seen as like you're crazy or something's wrong with you. Something has to be wrong with you to be seeing like a psychologist or a therapist, and I really wish we would kind of get out of that mindset of things. So I do mental health awareness month every month. I mean every year. One, because a lot of people walk around with these clinical, like we talk about clinical level diagnosis and don't even know it. It's become so much of the norm, especially our Black culture. Like we're used to stress. We're used to like living, and that's not a good thing, but like we're used to pushing through so much that you don't know what depression looked like or anxiety
because we strong
looks like, like that's clinical depression, clinical anxiety you having, you know, like there's some things we could do for that kind of thing. And so bringing awareness to like, if you have these kind of characteristics going on kind of clustered together, that's a real thing. That's just not like normal life. Right. And there's some things we could do about that. I think there's something to be said. Right. One, and it can help with not just you, like we talking about generational change. Because if you fix, like say you fix that father. Right. You work with that father didn't know that anxiety was actual clinical anxiety, or that stress and everything was actually clinical depression, whatever, you know, and you actually work with that and heal this person, and they improve, they get tools, and now they're not like withdrawn and a lack of a father because of the depression.
Okay.
Right? They learn tools to like communicate and you express how they feel and work through. Now the kids are seeing that, right? You start doing like a ripple effect of change in a family when you can change a mom or a dad or, you know, things like that. So it's important to me in a big way. I actually speak to youth.
Okay.
I do like I'll do mindset speeches for free, like at school.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Stuff like that to sow those seeds.
So you do career days and
I do empowerment or like youth days, things like that, and I speak on mindset because I literally, and I believe this. I believe we have mental chains as Black community. Mental chains that we need to break, and it's a mindset shift. It's a huge mindset shift.
And because there's such an awareness now more so than ever, people are also taking advantage of it. I'm here where kids are rushing to say there's something wrong with them, so you got the classes and I'm just like they battling to see who can get the greater diagnosis. It's like, well, I got anxiety, depression, and adjustment disorder. Like I got, you be like, huh? You know what I'm saying? Just to get out of doing things, and so it's just. But I want people to understand. Let people know that you shouldn't play with mental health.
Mental health, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nothing to play with.
You know. And we all have had people growing up seeing uncles and aunties who's like, something ain't quite right. You know what I'm saying? But nobody said anything about it. You know what I'm saying? You like, uncle, You're like, why is he screaming out loud? You know.
Well, that might be a little bit more than depression.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But there's something going on that needs to be, talked about. And as a fact, in our community, we don't. So shouts out to you for giving so much of yourself, because I know personally how draining it is.
It is.
And that's why I go back to you and when I asked you earlier, what do you do to get away from it all? What's your release? I know you talked about laughter. How often do you vacation? How often do you say, you know what, let me just shut off? But because the grind is so important, like now you're establishing your coaching.
Right.
And the grind.
I'm scaling, so I'm on it.
The grind is important, and you want to become a point where you say, you know what, I don't need this because I got all this that I've worked to develop. Let me stop getting you guys paid. Let me focus on
That's the plan.
Yeah, that part. And let me tell you, it's a beautiful place to be, but it's also a lonely place to be.
I know.
As we talked about earlier, because again, now that I've gotten to this point and I'm years older than you, it's like people are like, oh my God, you doing? Because I literally, on the average, I don't work as often as most people work, but it's a lot that came with that. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of work, that came with that. And I consider myself great at what I do. Like relationship and sex is my thing, especially sex. You know what I'm saying?
Especially that part.
Especially sex. So again, kudos to you. And thinking of sex, it's time to talk. It's that part of the show where we discuss sex.
We need another shot for that. Let's go.
Is sex underrated or overrated?
Probably underrated.
Okay.
Probably underrated.
Probably underrated. Do men know what they're doing?
Most of the time, no. Most of the time, no. Especially single ones.
Oh God, that's been the consistent answer with the women. That's been consistent.
No.
Do they pay attention in the bedroom? Do they pay attention? For example, if a man is in a spot and the woman is going to typically let you know.
Right. Call communication.
Right. And then he moves. You're like.
Right.
So do men pay attention in the bedroom?
A lot of time, no. A lot of time, no. Keep it real.
Say, keep it watching. Are their egos too small to hey, babe, you're not doing that right. Can I direct you?
That's a tough one. I think if you're in a relationship, then a woman will, hopefully feel comfortable enough to have that conversation.
Yes.
If that person has like empathy.
Okay.
And can be vulnerable, right? If those two things are missing,
that
woman probably faking it
a lot
for his ego, and probably ain't gonna stay too long.
Do women fake orgasms? What? Do tell.
You know that. Trying to get me to talk, Of course women fake it.
What percentage of women would you say fake it?
A large percentage.
A large 80, 90, 95? Woo.
At least 70, 80%.
At least at 80%?
At least at some point.
So you faked before. Okay, so you you think yes. So what's going through your mind? Is it let me help him to stop, or I know I'm not gonna get to where I need to be. What's the whole purpose in that moment?
I think it's a mix of all that. I also think it's normed. I do. I think it's normed. You see the stuff on TV that is so unrealistic that he touched this girl for 2 seconds and she's like, and just had this like lovely orgasm.
Right.
And so you're like, it does not. I wish it worked that quick. I wish it worked that fast. Push a button and here it go.
Yeah.
It don't work like that.
Okay.
You know?
And for women, it's typically more psychological than physiological.
Most.
Most,
right?
yes. Okay.
Most. So I do think it's kind of norm. Like it's supposed to kind of go this way, and you're supposed to do these things, and then if it's not, it's like, well, what's wrong with me?
Okay.
Right? Like, why am I not having that result?
Okay.
A lot of the time, 'cause, like, I actually work with sex some, not to your level.
Okay.
But like for women, sometimes that is internalized. Like that, there's something wrong with me because I'm not doing it right.
Wow.
And so like you play the role.
Play the role, and you're like. And then he's thinking he's doing something. See, this is the part I have with the faking.
It don't help nobody.
It don't help nobody. Then he goes off, let's say he leaves you, he goes to the next one. Like, I love it when you call me Big Papa.
Doing the same thing.
He doing the same shit wrong. And he thinks like, the other one, something must be wrong with you. I'm going to encourage women, and there's a way to go about it. Start checking these men, they're doing what they're doing with your body. Because again, he may have been great with the person before you. Say, baby, I don't like that. I had a couple years ago. And the woman had some cartilage removed from her nipple because her husband was twisting her nipples and pulling them during intimacy. But the guys at the barbershop told women like that. So he, of course, brought that into the bedroom, and she thinking it's something he got off on.
So she let him do it.
Right. You know, so now she in the damn hospital before she let him know, like,
that's not funny, though.
You tore my damn nipple. You know what I'm saying? But again, because we don't communicate.
Right.
It's something as simple like, let me show you how to make love to my body.
Right.
Show you how to sex me. And then what I have couples do, I say pick a date. This is the average couple. And this is this living their best life. Have sex twice a week. Right?
It's the best life.
That's the best right, that's the best life. I said, one day is for the woman, one day is for the man. Meaning, on this day, it's all about her, and you get to learn her body. Whatever she wants, whatever she desires. Then it says that now we can come to hopefully a third day where we can bring those together. Once we get to know that this is what my wife and my lady enjoys. This is what man, because people have a tendency to do to you what they want done to them. And for example, kissing on somebody's neck, I don't kiss on my dad. That does nothing for me.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? But if that's your thing,
right,
then let me know. I ain't got no problem with it, but we need to communicate that.
Right.
As opposed to, because I don't want, and I will say on behalf of a minority of men, I have fake orgasms. Yes, I'm a fake.
Now,
yes.
That I didn't expect. Because I'm like, how a man gonna fake it? I mean,
if you got on the condom.
You can fake it. With
Right. I faked it because I was like, this ain't work. I've lost interest, or you're not giving me what I need, and I'm like, yeah, let me okay.
I think in a relationship you owe it to each other. Like the woman you need to speak up.
Yes.
You know, I know men's egos with sex is kind of sensitive, but you ain't doing nobody any favors.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be pleased. But I mean, I've seen so many women been in marriages or relationships for so long and just so not fulfilled in the sexual arena. It's just their norm.
And I would give this to my women. A good way of having this conversation is first outside of the bedroom.
Yep.
And when you're talking to your man, say, baby, you know what? I love making love to you. Teach me how I can be a better lover to you. Make it about you to him. Because the whole game is you want to give that back to you. What can I do differently? You see what I'm saying? And if he doesn't, he's selfish as shit. Walk away.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
I've had people like have a night where there is no orgasms. Like you literally just explore. Like it takes the pressure off, especially like I've actually treated guys with ED, right, quite a bit, and the mental stuff that gets in the way of that.
Yes.
And so then like before they even get started, they in their head because they don't know if they're gonna be able to perform.
Yes.
Right. So I give that a lot of times. Like explore each other, just truly explore each other. Like all the foreplay things with no physical penetration of sex, right?
Nice.
To play around and learn each other and kind of like, even if you've been married for a long time, act like it's brand new.
Nice.
Act
I
like
love
you don't know her, act like you don't know him. You know, those kind of things. And
good
start
shit. I like that.
fresh, honey. Start fresh.
I'm going to bite that, just so you know. I'm like, I made that up.
You're welcome.
Dr. Nina, are men intimidated by you?
They are.
Because again, you're a beautiful sister, you're built nice, you carry yourself well, and Talk to me. Why? Why are they intimidated? What do you get?
They are.
Okay.
But I really don't know. I think it's just assumptions. But they are. Like,
Okay.
I've gotten that a lot. Like, after
Okay.
people get to know me, they're like, I was intimidated. Or like, won't approach. Or a friend will tell me, oh, such and such over here was checking you out. And I'm like, well, they didn't approach, kind of thing. Like,
Right.
they're scared to approach me a lot of the time. I don't know. Like, I think it's just assumptions because you carry yourself a certain way. And there's assumptions that come with that. I think that's more about the person than it is about you.
Okay.
Because if you're confident in who you are and you rocking you and you know what you bring to the table, then I don't think you'd be intimidated.
That part. And ain't nothing wrong with a no. Hey, I'm not sure I got a
and
man.
I'm real nice with no too.
Right.
I'm real nice with no. But no, I mean, I've had a lot like won't even approach. Looking from afar.
Okay.
But will
and
not
you can see
approach.
them looking at you.
Well, and somebody will tell me. Like, somebody eventually tell me, oh, such and such, like, really checking you out.
What you
But
should do-
intimidated. Like,
what you should do
that word comes up, intimidated.
The next time that happens, walk up to him like, pull your dick out.
Well, cause that ain't gonna make them less intimidated.
I know.
Shoot.
Let me see what you got. Pull out your ruler. Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Oh my gosh, that's really like nobody will approach me at a 10-foot radius.
that part. Actually, one last question. Then we're gonna get into the final part, rapid fire. Kissing. How important is kissing in relationships?
Well, I can speak for me. I like kissing. Like for me, you can kiss in different parts of the body. So to me, kissing is very important.
Right, that part. Yes.
I think it's the warm up, right? It's like it's the starter.
Yes.
Of it, and if there's no chemistry, I mean that can be improved, right? Because sometimes you're not really kissing on the same vibe. That can be improved, but
so people can be told how to kiss.
Oh yeah. Like you can improve. Of course, you know that you can improve it.
I don't know. A woman can't kiss. I ain't trying to teach her. Like either that chemistry is there with the mouth.
Yeah, I mean it's great when it's like instantly.
Oh
there.
God, it's amazing.
It's great.
It's amazing.
But when it's not, it could be improved.
Okay, I respect
Just
that.
like sex, right? Like sometimes it's weird the first time, but you can communicate that too, right? So why can't you communicate through through kissing? Like if a guy's leading the kissing, right, and you're trying to, and it's not a good, then the lady could, so it can improve.
So you've been with a guy sexually, and he's gotten better over time.
Yeah.
Okay, at first he sucked and grew to be.
I ain't gonna say suck. I don't know who's gonna stay around for sucks now. It's like you better make a decent first impression.
Okay. Think of decent first impression. Does size matter?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a difference between this and that.
Huge. Size matters. I mean, it just does.
She said physically.
I hate to.
Right.
It's the truth.
Okay, but the average male, for example, is 5 to 7 inches when erect. Average woman depth is 6 inches. So again, sometimes it can be too much.
Yeah.
But so working with too much versus too less. Is there a difference?
You mean what's the preference?
Yes.
Man, I don't want to speak for all women. Okay, most women, I've had more women tell me they would prefer average and you know what to do with that.
Okay.
Versus too big and
can't enough shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Thinking of women and averages, I've had a sister come on and she was talking about women being professional penis watchers. Like they watch, like they observe man penis, no different than a woman, man observing a woman's breast and her ass. And she said 85% of women look. She said hence the gray sweatpants thing. They just take it off. She said I go to my son's basketball game and I'm like this is a trap. She said all these grown ass men walk around with these sweatpants on. She said I lose my mind over there. This is an educated professional woman. She said it's real out here. She said, I'll be having anxiety attacks. And she's like, the ratio ain't making sense to me. Like, right? So what are your thoughts about, are women out here looking at penises?
I mean, hell, that's new to me right there. But that makes sense. Like women look just like men as far as things that you're attracted to. And I mean, that could be a part of it if it's obvious, but most of the time it's not. So I mean, I can see that. Okay. So I'm in a dance community, right?
Okay.
Like I do like salsa, kizomba, and stuff like that.
Nice.
And we definitely have conversations, like when we're dancing about what we can
what you see, what you don't see,
and feel. Like when we're dancing, sometimes. So I mean, women kind of talk to
because that's a secret in amongst men. As far as we don't know that's a thing. Some men do know. And you know, and that's why you see every time you see they come gray sweatpants. Like you got to get all this business. And most men, I can arguably say that most men don't know. They don't get that. Hey, she's checking you out because, and then women also slick with it.
Oh yeah, women are slick.
Yeah, y'all go down first, then like, how you doing? And you like the man not even knowing unbeknownst to him. You know, in this midsection, y'all nasty. That's what.
We just. We quick with ours. We quick with
that part. Men just rude. They be like turning their backs and
I literally you talking to somebody they like right here. I'll be like,
yeah, but when you top heavy, for example, you top heavy. Just had a conversation with a sister.
A little bit.
So have you had to tell a man to?
I mean, I haven't said it, but it's obvious.
Yes. Okay. So rapid fire. I'm gonna throw some questions out at you, and you just tell me what comes to your mind first and foremost. Favorite part of the male's body?
Abs.
Favorite place of vacation?
Anything tropical.
Your favorite child?
I don't have a favorite child. I really don't.
I get the same answer.
I do not have a favorite.
You lie. The child who reminds you most of yourself is always your favorite.
I actually do not have a favorite.
And I get the same answer every time, but that's cute though. Favorite food to eat?
Seafood.
What kind of seafood do you like?
Stuff you shouldn't be eating. Like crab legs.
Okay.
But I'm working on that. I'm adjusting.
Last one. You got to make love to one celebrity. Who would it be?
Ugh. See, I'm not big on the follow celebrity.
It could be a celebrity ball player. This is your celebrity crush. Who is the one guy?
I don't have one.
You have some. Okay, Michael Jackson or Prince. You have to see it in concert. Who would you pick?
That's impossible.
No, it's not. Pick one. I'm talking about old Michael Jackson, not.
Probably Michael Jackson.
Probably.
But that's a hard one.
It is.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Well, Dr. Nina, thank you so much. Tell the people how do they find Dr. Nina? Not that you want to be found.
I do it for my coaching business.
Yeah, for your coaching business. Yes. And she's an amazing coach, people. When I tell you, sister, she's about that life. She's a wonderful spirit, and yeah, she's like Ayanna Van Zandt times 2.
Aww.
So I appreciate your spirit, and again, I've been paying attention to your post on TikTok, and you like,
like get it together. That's that tough love right there.
Right.
That's that
But how do they find you?
I am Dr. Nina, Nina, on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. You can find me there. Or Path, number 2, Alignment on Facebook or Instagram. So if you're an entrepreneur or a high performer, come check me out.
Check out this beautiful sister. It's been another blue and white connection. The Zetas and the Sigma in the house doing our thing. Y'all know what we do. Hey, Dr. Tiy-E, thank you for watching another episode of S.L.A.M. See you when I see you.
It's Wednesday night, 9 o'clock, time to slam. Sex, love, and misunderstanding. With Dr. Tiy-E, he the man. Relax, let him lead the way. He got a plan. It's